Yes, thanks, Vignesh. Let me share the screen quickly. Okay. So thanks everyone for joining this Saturday. So as Vignesh introduced, I'm Manoj Mittal and working as a senior architect with MITRE Limited. So, so in this webinar series, I'm going to present today's how we can build a bot and integrate with the MS Team and how we can debug that bot within a MS Teams. Okay. So to start with, so once we talk about the bot, so let me put first of all, this is fine. Okay. So once we talk about the bot, so bot is not like the traditional way, like we can build a bot on MS Team and just integrate and start doing the one-to-one chatting. So, but MS Team has a different capabilities here. We can use the bot in a different context as per the MS Team capabilities. We can use, once we build a bot, we can use one-on-one, one-to-one personal conversations, which the bot is interacting with a one user. So conversation is not going to expose to anyone else. So second type of conversations, what we say, so that is a Teams channel conversations. When the group of people exist within a team and we are talking with a bot within a team, so it's exposed to a lot of other people or the member of the channel. So all those people can also see the conversation. So next type of conversations, which is a group chat of conversation. So it's not like going to expose to the large set of audience. So it's to the limited set of audience. Like if we somebody is doing the chattings among the one particular meetings, we have a 3 to 4 member. We can integrate the chatbot there also. So that is called the group chat conversation. So during this entire 1 hour sessions and the demo, I will just walk you through the how we can get the context of each one of these sections and how we can leverage this and how we can build a MS Team bot, which we can integrate with a Azure bot. So, and everything what I'm going to talk it about here, all are well documented in my articles. I will share the links also for those ones. So, and a GitHub solutions is also there. So once you guys over the webinar, I will encourage you to go through those articles and the links. You will get more insights into that one. So, okay, so overview of the bot in the Teams, Microsoft Teams. So as I said, it just come. Microsoft Teams bot can interact with the users in the following way. We have one-to-one personal conversations, channels in the team, and group chat. So as we talk about channels in a team and group chat, that always with the @ mention we need to use when we invoke the bot. Now, this is some samples. So when we talk about the first one-to-one personal chat, so that happens between the users and the bot, and that we used to in the traditional use cases also when the person or particular persona is going to interact with a bot, how this conversation is happen. So if you see this particular screen here, so here is like once this bot is coming into the team, so it's just a one-to-one personal conversation. So people can start typing, and once they will just click it here, what you see the some pop-up start appearing, and which is showing the hint text. So this is called a hint text. So that's something like if user don't know what he or she need to do, we can give some hint text. They can select it and start his or her conversations. So as I just type it here, mention me as a just a random text, what I defined in the system. So it just give the details. So this is the way like how the one-to-one personal conversation is happening. Now moving to the next. So when we talk about the Teams channel, so the Teams contain the threaded conversations between multiple peoples, okay, and both have a potentials to massive reach to these users. So whenever we are doing any interactions, so we know that particular conversations will reach to the massive number of users. It's not like one-to-one personal conversation. And how we can invoke the bot in the particular team channel, we need to use @mentions ID. So that is nothing, it's our the bot name. So if you see here, I just mentioned the bot name and just put the mention me any random text. Then the bot it responded. So if you see, this is journal channel. In the journal channel, in the post sections, I just came it here and it just received the message. What are the message I have mentioned in my code base? It's coming here, and I'm just getting the context here in which context I'm going to talk with the bot. So it just written me we are in a channel conversation. So we have an activity type which we can easily capture in which context my bot is going to talk. And if you need to define a series of messages accordingly, this is a one-to-one personal or a team channel, we can modify the code or we can define the baselines accordingly. And another sections like there is the messages. Once the reactions comes here, we can get the context of that also. Whatever the person is going to define react on the reaction, we can just say, okay, thank you for liking the message. Like that, some auto prompt message also we can put it there. So this is in journal respect to the all any type of conversation. Now the next one is a group chat. So group chats, it's not like a non-thread. It's not like a threaded. So as we talked about in the channel conversation, so it just happened between just set of multiple people, like 3 or more people who are involved in the particular meeting. So it's have a fewer member, not similar to the channel. So both have access to the message where in here also like we can just use the same @ mentioned. So what we use in the previous channel conversation, but it will work in context of only those particular people. So if you see here, so here also like I just use my bot and just put the random text. So it just came out the message. And the next message is just giving me we are in group chat conversation. So we can come to know. So once the bot is coming, then what context my bot and what thread we need to start. So we can define the messages accordingly instead of randomly sending the message for the one-to-one teams or the group chat. So that is the beauty here. We can get the context. So now we talk about what are different type of conversation series we can use into the Microsoft Teams bot. So, but how it's make it unique here. Okay, so bots created within a Microsoft bot framework are very diverse and then can be used in a multiple channels, groups, and the one-to-one personal conversations. So bots include some different platform and what make it different. So primary difference like how the activity it handles. So the way of handling the activity is totally different how the bot framework handles. So Microsoft Teams activity handle that is basically derived from the bot framework, but they have their own wrapper class on top of bot framework activity handler. So in the next few screens, we'll talk more about on the activities handler. So how it's and what type of task it exists. So this is the activity handler I'm going to talk about. When the Microsoft Team bot received an activity, so everything is passed to the activity handler. Okay, and the what is the base handler the teams use for that? That is called turn handler. So these are the few terminologies. So it's really good to know before doing the development what those terminologies we are going to use and what those meanings. So it's always help and give the confidence when you are doing the development. Any issues comes while doing the debugging also. So turn handlers always call the required activity handler for the specific type of received activity. So basically Microsoft Teams use the Teams activity handler. So this is the class so which we are going to inherit in our code, which is derived from the activity handler is a bot framework activity handler class. So on top of that, Microsoft Team has a team activity handler. So this is the main inherited class which handle all our activities. Okay, so that was just of the theories. Now we just talk once we are going to develop the bot, what are the main components we need to consider. So when we are going to develop a bot, so first is like we should have a custom web service. So custom web service is nothing. Once we are creating our the Microsoft like Azure in the Azure when we are creating our the Azure bot, so that bot is having their own endpoints. So which is called a message web service. We need to register into our the teams to get the conversations from that. And then second we have a Microsoft Teams app manifest file. Once we are creating a solutions, there we have an app manifest file. App manifest file basically define the scopes and to what is my web services I'm going to interact. So those type of information exist in the app manifest file and that we need to deploy in Microsoft Teams to work our bot. And we have app packages. App packages is nothing. It's like an entire solution package which comes in a zip folder and we can just deploy into the teams and start using that particular bot in any of the context. So I just put the two slides for the just code base because this is a quite important and I'm going to use in the couple of demos the same thing. So if you see once we create a bot, so this is like the Convo bot and it extends the Teams activity handler. So this is the main one. It's handle all the Teams related activity and it just use in the backend activity handler of the bot framework. So once it's come, so here is a constructor. In this constructor method, whenever any messages come, so we are getting the context. So this context will help us to receive what activity text is user is typing. Okay, we can get the context of activity.text, what the particular text the person has typed into the conversations window. So that is the one. So we get in just one of the variable. For example, I hard coded the mention me or anything. I can type ABC. Once this text is ABC, then we need to perform such operations. So such operations like created one variable here mentioned what is the context of activity from and the some text. So some text is like it's just taking the context of activity from dot name. So it's just taking who is doing the conversation. It will give that particular person's name. Okay, and then another important activity here we are using the message factory. So basically message factory is what it helps to gather all the informations which we need to throw into the our conversation boxes. So it's just taking the storing into the variable as a just activity reply, and then we use the context of send activity. We need to use to send a multiple activity, send activities also there. Similarly, we can post multiple messages. So this is the basics, like all in the team context. When we are talking, it will keep using this type of all the context, activities, send activities, message factories. This will keep coming into the code structures. And this is the app manifest file. Once we define the app manifest file, so these are some important aspects for that. When we are defining the bot, we need to give the bot ID. So this bot ID is nothing. So whatever we have created into the Azure, the bot framework, that bot framework having an app ID. So this is the same bot ID we need to talk. Scope, we need to define. So what type of bot it is, what we are defining into the Microsoft Teams. It's a personal, it's a Teams, it's a group chat. So such type of scopes we need to define. Once we deploy, so our bot will available to the particular scope level. And this command sections, it's nothing, it's just like a hint text. As you saw in one of the last screen, once I clicked on the conversation chat window, it's showing that two little pop-ups is there. So it's like that. So we can define our hint text. So what is the title and what's the descriptions about this sections we are seeing. So that's why this is our app manifest file is going to design like that. Okay, so here once we are ready with our app manifest file and how to deploy is there. So for example, this is the solution which we are creating using for the MS team using the Node.js. So these are the three different files come for us into the solution, which is the icon colors, icon outline, and the manifest file. Manifest file, like what we discussed in the last slide, what we are creating. So we need to take this all the three files, right click and zip it, and give the name manifest. So once you log into your Teams, just go to the App Studio, import an existing app, and select this particular manifest file, and that's it. We are good to deploy the runtime in our Teams. And the second sections, we have a create new app. It is a similar sections what we did into the code structures, bot related app manifest configurations. We can do directly here also. Once we do the create new, it will open the UI. There also we can define all such things, and we are good to go. It's one of the same thing. Okay, so these are the very basic conversations which we are going to talk again on that. This is the message type. What type of messages are sent, which are activities and contain all the message types. So we'll come to know what type of message it is. It's Teams related, conversations related, one-to-one personals, group chat, all properties we can get it from here. And this is the receiving, what message we are receiving, how to get those messages, that is activity.text. When we need to send any message to the bot again, we need to use this particular function. So this is the send activity. And this is a few events. I didn't note it all here. Just going to talk about what are the important ones basically we use. So here is like we have a events exist. This is like the team's member event. When the team members is going to add, we can trigger. Team members is going to remove. Similarly, the team events, when any teams is going to renamed, based on that, bot can also invoke those particular events. Channels related, when the channel created, it will prompt new channel has created and some anything message, proactive message need to fire. We can do that one. Channel renamed, channel deleted. Similarly, reactions ones, when anybody react on the particular emotions, what we have like the heart icons, smiley icons. So like that, and anybody remove those also messages we can invoke. Okay, so I think 1 or 2 slides more here, then we'll quickly jump to the demo section. So here is a proactive message. So proactive message, basically it's just when the bot creates and the new messages in the channel, and we use proactive message such like welcome messages for the personal chat conversation. So when the people are not doing any conversations and we need to throw out some messages, such like welcome messages, poll responses, when the poll is going to happen and we need to just post the responses, or after the poll we need to respond. So such type of responses. So in that scenario, proactive messages is helpful. Notifications, for example, our bot is doing any of the campaign and we saw any external activity after some time, we need to keep throwing the message to the particular user. Yeah, your time is due. For example, the toothbrush or the pampers, you can see. So such type of notifications here. So for that, we can use the notification of external events within a bot using the services. Okay, so that I will skip it and we'll just go to the demo on these sections. I will show there. Okay. Let me quickly go to the folder structure. So, okay, before going to the demo, I will just show this section. So these are the few blocks is there. You can go to my blog site, and I've just very well maintained all the conversations here from end to end. You guys can go through. This is for the one-to-one personal conversations, how we are going to create a bot. Anyway, I will just show now also all the sections. What are the prerequisites is there, how to create a Azure bot, and then in the Azure bot, how we can connect with the teams, how to create the MS Team bots. All step-by-step sections are there. Even code base is also exists. So at the end, you will see all what the conversation is happening, the same. So you will find the GitHub repository link also here. You can click it and get all the entire code structures is there. Similarly, the one more post is there where you will get the detail of the channels and the group chat type of conversation. So entire section is there. Okay. So let me go to the demo quickly. So I have just ready some of the solutions. We'll just show the conversations bot. Let me just open this one, CMD code. Okay. So before that, I will just show how to create this particular section instead of going to the demo first. So let me go back to this screen. So this is just a blank folder. So I will just create a one sample. It will take some time. I will just start it in the meantime. I'll just do here. We just need to use the Yo Teams. So I don't have Yeoman generator here. So let it ask to install. Yep, it's just asking. So I will just use npm install generator -teams. So it will take a couple of seconds, less than a minute, and then generators will be available. And then after that, we need to start the Yo team and we'll follow all the wizard actions that's available. So just wait for a couple of seconds, let it complete this one. Okay, let it go. So for that, so one more important thing, what we need to know, we need to create a Azure bots. So because bot is going to interact, the Teams is just a platform which is going to talk with the web services. Web services is nothing, it's like our Azure bot endpoint. We'll go to the Azure AI machine learning here, web app bot. So we can give all those configurations and sections here. Once we click on create, as I've already created, it will come something like that. So it's just a blank bot. I just created before the demo. So if you see in this bot, nothing as such is there. If I go to the test in web chat, so we'll just type hi, hello into that one. It's just the echo, whatever I'm going to type it here. It's just a default section. Okay. That's fine. It will come out. Now we'll see that particular part. Yep. So in the meantime, this is completed. So we'll start here. Yo Teams. Hope my command from screen is visible to all as I switch the desktop. Okay, I just type yo teams. So as I type the yo team, so here the things will come. We need to provide the solutions name. So we'll say like teams bot, teams bot 01, any name, current folder. Yeah, and it's same current folder. Microsoft app project name. Use the same teams bot 01, anything we can give it here. Doesn't matter as of now. So we'll just keep the same teams for this particular demo, TeamSpot 1. So the versions comes 1.5, 1.6, and dev preview. Use the latest one, 1.6. Partner ID as of now not important for this demo. So basically, like if we have registered, this is like a MPN ID. So if we have registered our organizations with a Microsoft, it just gives the one ID. So it's like a pre-validated ID. So we will not going to again the process at the time of development to validate when I'm going to deploy to the app store or app source, the particular my bot. So it's like a pre-validate and the fastest to just validate and cross and reach that app source level. So I'll just skip it as of now. So this is important section. So what is your teams give to us? What we need to create a tab. We need to select accordingly those sections. We can select multiples also. So like that. I just selected, press on the tab. It just selected that one. Deselect. I'm just now selecting the bot, outgoing webhook, connector, messaging extension, localization support, all those things. So I just select the bot, clicked enter. So it's take the default URL, whatever the solutions name we gave. So no need to worry as of now for this demo point of view. So loading indicator, yes, we'll take it. Would you like to test? No, as of now. Application insights, we don't know. So the new bot framework, yep. Bot name, I'll just give the same teams bot 01. And this is a Microsoft app ID. So this ID is like when I'm creating a Azure bot, that ID we need to define it here. So we'll go back here into the configuration setting. So let it load. So once you define your blank bot here, okay, oh, it's failed. Let me correct this ID basically here. So here we are going to put this is the actual the endpoint what the bot gave. It should be here. That's why it was not responding. So let it save and we'll try it. So out with the out of box, it will come like that. So what ID I have provided here while doing the debugging, we need to provide the ngrok subdomain URLs here. So I will just show that one how to edit here. So once I come back here, go to the configuration section. So here we'll get the app ID and the app secret. So let me go and click it here. I will just take this app ID, copy, go back to the different screen. I just put it here and just click the enter. Now we don't want static tab. So support file we don't need. That's it. So once we're done, it will create a scaffolding project for us where the bots we can write a bot code and start consuming our messaging and bot and message endpoints. So you can see it start appearing. It will take a couple of more seconds and it will start appear here. So let it come. So in the meantime, I'll go back on the screen and we'll just test it quickly this section. Yep. So just say hi, hello. Yeah. So it's a start coming. It's just echoing. So this bot is having nothing. It's not integrated with the Q&A maker or the Louis and doesn't have any custom code in this section. It's a pure out-of-box bot. So the agenda, like we need to know the context within our MS team, in which context my bot is going to deploy. So that will put the more focus. So let me go back here. It's still running. Okay. So let it run. We'll go back to the, okay, it's completed. Yep, it's completed. I just use the code dot. It will open the entire code into the Visual Studio code section. So entire things will come up for us. So what is important in these sections to build this particular bot? So we have this particular file that is a teambot 01.ts. So this class is very much important for us. Like as we saw in the one of the previous tag, we have active teams activity handler, which is responsible for all the activity which is happening within our teams and inherited from the Azure bot framework. So in this class, we need to write a particular section of code. So if you see here we have write what type of activity it is, and we are receiving the activity type and accordingly defining the switch case. And again, we can start with our code base here. So I will just walk through in some of the samples entire thing. And this is important, the manifest file. So this manifest file will come here. And in this manifest file, this important is what is the app ID, versions, package name, developers configurations related, what should be our website's URL, privacy URL, Teams URL. So it's not as much those important, all those things. The important for us, it's just a ID and the versions numbers, we need to define it here. And then we can directly jump to the bot sections. So bot section says what is my bot ID and what is the scope of my particular bot, so that we can define it and just we are good to go with that one. And then we can open these files into the browsers and just make the zip for all the 3 files, and we are good to deploy. And another important file we have environment file. So here it just give the app ID and app passwords. So what are the app ID? So this is from the Azure bot. We need to take it, and password also we need to type it here. Similarly, one more place we need to add so it comes by default as during the bot, during the project creations only we have given the app ID. So it comes from there only. Okay. So let me go back to the solutions and hopefully, yep. So this is the one. Okay. So this is the same solutions which I just showcased, which is generated. So I will just show what the changes I have done here. So it's nothing more. It's just a few lines of code and which just help us to deploy the entire code. So first of all, just added those context, some utility classes here, like the message factories we use. So those sections, and this another is the encoding sections. What are the message we are going to set? We need to do the encoding. And after that, so here just directly come to this particular section, the case section. So where I'm receiving the message. So here I just did the hard coded. In the next demo, I will show that which type of context, how we can get it. So I just type in the personal one-to-one conversations, like if anything as a text, if I type as a message one, and I need to consume any personal message here. So we can get that particular section and just go to this particular function. So this is a custom functions we can define like that. So here we have a message, what message we need to reply in our message factory. So this is a message.text, this taking the person name. So who is going to do the chatting here, and just typing here from one-to-one personal conversation and just post it to the team sections. Okay. So let me run it this section. And if you see the manifest files before that, so this is the manifest file. So if you see here, this is the ID section. So this ID is the same what we have in bot. If I go here, configuration. So here it will come as Microsoft App ID. It's just 48. You see the B3C, the same message. So once I minimize it, so same message I have already typed here, and the version numbers, so we can give thing here, and just a package name. So all those things you want, you can give. Otherwise, you can leave it also. Websites URL, privacy URL, terms of use URL, short names, full name. So it's just a warnings it will give to into the deployment, but it's not stuck anything here. So the important sections here it will come. This is the scope sections we need to define. So what should be the scope? I just define as a teams and the personal, and these are the few hint text. So we can define like title is a help and show the help information, title as you mentioned me, and then show this particular message for me. And apart from that, what other configurations we need to do? We need to go INV file. Here we can define the app ID as well as app secret. So this password, if you go to the again the bot section, in the configuration, this is the app password. So this is nothing. So this is the main passwords. We can get it from here and just put it at sections here, and that's it. So after that, so let me run this one. Just to run this particular and what if we need to debug this section, let me save it first. Anything is not there. Yep, save all. Yep, gulp and grok serve. Once I clicked this section, so it will start creating a package for us, and it will just, if you see here, it's running the ngrok stuff and starting the ngrok, and it's created a dynamic the subdomain URL for us. So this URL is, this host name is important. With the help of this host name, we can debug our the teams. So you see in SharePoint also, when we are creating the SPFX framework, we can directly debug into the local host, but that is not a scenario with respect to the team, because that is Teams is on an HTTPS and we can't directly debug on HTTP. So with the help of ngrok, we can securely transmit the path and we can debug those sections instead of running on the local host. So this is the only way if need to debug any of the Teams activity, how we can debug, and using ngrok, we can debug all those activities. So let me take this domain one subdomain. So this is important for me. I'll just see the content. I'll put into the notepad file as of now. So I will just take it from here, and we need to go to the bot. So in the bot section, so there's a setting is there. In the setting, what we have messaging endpoints, that we need to replace it with the ngrok subdomain URL. So then we can debug. It will invoke this particular section. And another important thing, it's keep changing. Whenever we do again, we will start the debugging here, like gulp ngrok serve. It will again dynamically change it because we are using a free version. ngrok has a paid version also. If we have a paid versions, we can create our own subdomain and we can give those things. It will not change. So due to the free versions, it will keep coming like that. So once it's come, and we have done the changes here also. So now go back and to the manifest file, open in File Explorer. So I came in this section, open this one. So just delete. I'll just select these three files. Just go send to compressed and give the name manifest. So this is our manifest files, which will help us to deploy this bot into the Teams now. Now I go back to the Teams. Let me go back this section. We have App Studio. If I log into the teams.microsoft.com, here the three icons will come. Here you will get the App Studio. Just click on App Studio. Go to the manifest editor. So here, okay, so it was already there. Let me delete it. I will deploy from the fresh. Yep. So here, import from the existing app. I will just select it because I already have a package there. I believe it's the same one. Yeah. So I select the manifest. So it will take a couple of seconds. It's appeared here. I just click on that section. So this will show all the details what I added into the section app IDs. So because I didn't add the short descriptions, full name, all those details, it will just show us to us. So no need to worry any of the sections. Directly go to the test and distribute. So these are the few warnings. It's just a warnings we can ignore for this demo point of view. Just click on install. So here it's come as I define the scope of personal and team. Now both should come. Yeah, Teams is coming. If I didn't select the team, by default, I click on add. It will go to personal one. So let it add. Yep. So as this bot was already there, you can see this help sections, how it's coming. So this is a hint one. So if I type here, mention me. Okay, so this message came from the from one-to-one personal chat. If you see this particular port structure, here the file we have, yep, the message came from here. If you need to change this particular one-to-one personal, if I say the Teams chat, okay, I just clicked on save. So that's a way, like if any error is coming and we need to change. So as it's running on the ng-rock, now we can test it again. Now this message should appear there. So if I go back here, mention me again. Yep. So you can see the text has changed now. So this is a personal chat. This is a personal Teams chat. So this is the way how we can debug our the Microsoft Teams bot using the ng-rock. So we can just do all these steps. So this is a very straightforward and the easiest way. Only just awareness is required how to do these things. Okay. Now I'll just stop this one and go for the next demo. Just Control C. Stop it. Close this section. Moving to the next one. Yep. So next, this is the Teams channel and group chat point of view. I'll just say CMD code space dot. It will open entire code base into the Visual Studio Code. Yep. So this is also the same structures. So what we discussed earlier and you guys saw here. So same here, I'm just going here. So here I'll just explain what I'm going to showcase in this section. Okay, so this is the same, the on messages. On messages, once we are doing the conversations within a personal one-to-one, which we say, so we have a conversation type. So we can get to know where my bot, the people are going to use or where it has deployed. And if we need to do the specific type of messages with respect to the conversation type, we can define it here. So that's why it's quite helpful. We can get like conversation type is a personal, then we can write our own handler which will just invoke and throw the message. And if my conversation is happening within the group chat, so similarly group chat is there. So else I'll put it, okay, assuming it's a Teams channel, but Teams channel also having a channel as a conversation type. So we can define accordingly and can start working. So as I just use the word message where I'm typing this particular word, so it's no need to necessarily here like the this type of hard-coded words. We can directly use the conversation type and do the proactive messages for that. So for example, if I'm doing the message handling here, go to this definition. So these are the three functions which I wrote. So here is a one-to-one. If I'm in a one-to-one person, what I need to do? If I'm in a channel conversations, if I need to do something different, you can do here. If I'm in a group chat, I can do something different. So here, what I'm doing is just a separate. Once the user is typing any particular text, so I'm just sending the one more follow-up activity message. So we are in a channel conversation. Just differentiate with our sections where we are. So here, like we are in a one-to-one personal chat. Here we are in channel conversations. Similarly, we are in a group chat conversation. So similarly, we can differentiate all those things. And another important thing here is the reactions. So the reactions is basically when people are liking any of the provided emotion icons. So we can just throw out those messages also. This was interesting. Those thanks for liking. So what type of message he or she has clicked there, we can define accordingly. So what is the type and what message we need to prompt to the users. So these are the few activities just defined in this bot to differentiate the conversation series. Okay, so let me go back in this section. This is similar, the same thing. So app manifest file. So here also app manifest file is the similar. We are going to provide the bot ID. I'll just put it something different here, anything name. So package name, and that you can provide your developer configurations, some sections. Then again, important section is this sections is important, bot sections where we are defining. So bot, what is the bot ID we need to do, and what should be the scope for this particular app? It can be Teams, it can be personals, it can be group chat. We can define anything here. Okay, and similarly, we can define in commands all the hint text, and then we can deploy it this one. And another one, INV, is just nothing. It's a simple one. It's the app ID and the app passwords. We need to define it. Okay, so let me run this section and click on save. Save all. Just go to the view terminal. Here we'll get. I've got ng-rock serve. So it will again, I'm running in a different, it will again generate a new subdomain for the ng-rock. So ngrok has started. Now the domain has created here. It's a totally different one. I need to debug this particular port. I need to put this as a message endpoint. I'll just put in the notepad for the now. And same, I need to change it into the Azure now. What happened? Okay. So we'll just type it here. Click on save. Yep, let it save this one. And you will see this is one of the important activity also they have added, Microsoft App ID Manage. So it will go to the directly Azure AD instance. I will just click and show that section also. Let me right click. So if my Azure bot is going to talk with the multiple APIs, such like Graph APIs or anything, how to get with the permissions? Because this is the way now. Okay, not coming here. If I directly come here, okay. So this is creating the Azure AD instance for us. Okay, so if you need to give any of the permissions to the particular APIs, any authorizations to the particular the bot in the bot section, we can use this. It's very well integrated with our Microsoft Bot ID. No need to create separate and use the client ID, client secret. So the here client ID is same what we have a bot ID. Only the secrets we can create it here. Just click it here. The secret anything demo never expire. So it will give you the passwords. With the help of this user ID and passwords, we can use consume the other graph API. So we can give the access to all the APIs, whatever we are going to use, what permissions we need to grant, we can grant accordingly. So if I say that permissions, if need to give to the graph API, so what type of graph API delegates and the applications related, we can select it and grant the permissions. And this is also the great features, no need to define explicitly. Our bot app ID is directly connected with the Azure AD instances here. Okay, so let me go back to this section. Okay, so this is running. So let me deploy this section now. I'll go to the, where is my manifest file? Yep, right click, label in File Explorer. I'll come here, I'll delete this one. I'll just select it, right click, and then send to compressed. So just give the name manifest. That's it. Let's take this path. We are good to deploy now. I'll just go back again into the App Studio manifest editor. So here, so that file is not there. Create or existing, include the existing app. Let's just say this open. Yep, Teams, channels, and the group chat. The new app I have created. It start appearing here. So if you'll see, so it will shows all the descriptions and all the details, whatever we have defined. So we can verify in the bot section also, as we have a one hint text, it start appearing here also. And this is our ngrok endpoint, which is help to debug the application. And just test and distribute, click on install. Okay, once we do the install here, so in the here we'll get the two options here, as I added the group chat also and the teams also. Once I set the teams, so it will ask which teams we need to add. For example, this is my the journal, some fictitious name of the team, and this is the journal channel. So in these channels, I'm going to deploy the particular bot. So it will add it into this particular channel. Yep, so it start appearing. So this is the my bot name. We can use it at the rate mentions this bot and just type here anything mention me. See, so you see here I have just added hi the username who has logged in. So if you see in the code base, so here if I go the down where I have wrote for the channel conversation. So this is the channel conversation section. And here I have mentioned only the users names I'm getting and hi username. And then after that follow-up activity I'm using, we are in channel conversations. So similarly, we can see here it start appearing here, and this is the reaction one which I was talking about. I'll just select it, this reaction. So once I select it, again the message is prompted here. If somebody has selected like or anything, we can just prompt, okay, thanks for liking, thanks for warm welcome, like that messages we can put it here. Okay, so this is the one section. So now again we have for the group chat. Let's test for group chat also. I'll go back to the Teams channel, not this one. So as it is already there in App Studio, manifest, open it, test and distribute. So here, if I select add to the chat, so it will show what are the chats conversation is happening within my team. So it shows, okay, these are the two conversation is happening with these users. So this particular users is doing conversation with these. This is the one conversation. This is another. Here is the two users. It means two are the these users, and one is the user who is going to host it, who has hosted that conversation. So I'll just selected this conversations and set up a bot. So it will take a couple of seconds and it will add the bot to the particular this conversation. So this is a conversation happening among the three users. So dev01, dev02, and the particular user who has logged in. So same here also we need to use using the @ mentioned. I'll just use here mention some random text. So once I see the yeah, so if you see the message here also, hi, the username who has logged in, and we are in a group chat conversation. So now we are differentiating here. So which section, how we are doing the conversation, whether we are in a group chat, whether we are in a Teams channel, or whether we are in a one-to-one personal conversation. So this also you will see it's a quite straightforward here. So here also I use the same methods, my invoke, and I'm just passing the message hi username and just follow up activities. We are in a group chat conversation. So it's just sending me the message back. Okay, so this is the way. So here we learn how to differentiate all the things. And now the last thing is like once we deploy the package, where we need to deploy in all those packages. Okay, as we have done here, so to deploy the packages, we have a package file. So it's just generated automatically. Just take this particular file and go back to your more app sections. Go down custom app. So just select that particular package, select it, and just select it, deploy. So it just deploy. It will say where we need to add this particular section. I will say okay. So just add it here only. That's it. So this is the way. Once we learn how to debug our bot using ngrok, and if we need to deploy the bot as a package to our team, so that's our entire package file which has generated. We can just upload for the organization or for the particular team, and we can start using like that. Yep. So this is all the messages here also. Okay, so I think who is not speaking. Okay, yeah. So this is the way like how we can debug and how we deploy the entire packages. So for all these informations, I'll just show again. So all these blocks are there. You guys can go through and get more insights. All the English details also there, and what are the prerequisites we need to do for this bot. How we are going to create Azure bot sections. What are the prerequisites we need to provide here, and all these sections you can go the bot frameworks once we are scaffolding projects we are creating. And then there is some utility folders which I showcase that will help to encode the sections. And these are the classes. These are the files like packages we need to install it. And here I'm just checking for the one-to-one personal chat and prompting this particular message. One-to-one prompt, so this entire section is there. So accordingly, you can go and get more detail in this section. Similarly, in the another blocks also. Okay, so I think that's all from my side with respect to today's webinar. So I'm good to the questions, any open-ended questions.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for the detailed session, Manoj. So, folks, if at all you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask your questions now. Thank you.